Welcome everybody to Dynamite DnD, the D&D stream where Steve has started talking during the intro music because it takes a long time. My name is Steve Negretti, Dungeon Master Extraordinaire. Go by he, him, his. I'm throwing all the monsters down, putting in the monsters. My name does in fact rhyme with spaghetti. I do like spaghetti, but I have not eaten it in a long time. We are a group of friends, playing as friends, for friends. It's just a good fun old time. It's completely homebrew world. I hate the word homebrew, but I just said it, so I guess there it is. It's a world that I have written myself with heavy influences from video games and other stuff that is certain to pop up. But it's a good time. It's a good time. We are in the land, which is the world in which we are. It's just known as the land. And we're going to go through our characters, and everybody's going to introduce their own name, their character's race and class. And today we're going to ask what's your favorite hobby? If your character, we already know what your favorite hobby is, Doran, fighting and becoming the best at everything.
Oh, maybe he likes poetry,
He's taking up poetry.
As long as it's not poetry about slugs. Doran doesn't like slugs.
Or ghosts.
We're going to ask
Fergie hates ghosts.
If your character was eating a Pop-Tart.
Character's irrational fear.
What kind of Pop-Tart would your character wish to eat?
Pop-Tarts exist in this world?
This is a hypothetical introductory. Anything can exist in this world if we believe it's Dungeons and Dragons.
It doesn't have to be a Pop-Tart.
Fantasy. But that is the question for today. If your character could eat a Pop-Tart, what Pop-Tart would they want to eat? We're going to start out after I play my motivation music. Start. Go. We're going to start. Who's at the top of my list? Carissa's at the top of the list. What's up, Carissa?
What's up? Okay, my name is Carissa. I am playing Britt Barrel. She's a monk. She's also a dwarf. And let's see, Pop-Tarts. She'd probably be a brown sugar cinnamon Pop-Tarter because I feel like that would go well with lots of different alcohols.
You guys like the brown sugar one?
The brown sugar cinnamon, I feel like that'd be good with some beer. That'd be good with some whiskey.
It sounds like an insult you'd give to someone in the early Americans days. He was an evil Pop-Tarter.
That is Carissa playing Britt Barrel, the Dwarven Monk. Next down on the list is Curly. Say hi, Curly.
Americas.
Hi, I'm Curly. I'm playing Furby, the Furbog. I'm a druid, and I think Furby's gonna stick with what he knows, and Furby would smear some minced up mushroom fungus over her Pop-Tart.
But what type of Pop-Tart would it be?
An umami Pop-Tart.
But what type of Pop-Tart would it be?
I don't eat Pop-Tarts. I don't know what types of Pop-Tarts exist in the universe.
I mean, there's A&W
Wild
Root
berry.
Beer, Crush, Wild Berry, Blueberry,
So look
Strawberry,
like-
Cherry. Because I consume Pop-Tarts.
I once bribed Steve with a box of Pop-Tarts. Does that count?
Cookies and cream.
No.
That was always fun.
There's not a mushroom. There's not a mushroom version.
No.
No.
There's a fruit.
Furby would invent it. Okay, Furby's gonna go off the beaten path.
Do you not use your eyes when you go in the grocery store at all? Do you just
Has he been in a grocery store?
When would I go down that aisle of Pop-Tarts and what cereal? I'm assuming.
Yeah,
Breakfast
yeah.
Sometimes it's on display, dog.
Next up on the
Sometimes
list,
on an end cap.
Kaz. Say hi, Kaz, and give us your opinion on Pop-Tarts.
Hello, my name is Kaz. I'll be playing Doran, the half-elf fighter. I like the brown sugar cinnamon Pop-Tarts, but I think Doran would be more of a fruit-filled kind of guy, so he would go with the strawberry.
Classic.
Keeping it. So is that frosted strawberry or just the non-frosted?
Strawberry filling. No, we don't. I mean, they're always frosted either way.
No, they're not always
No,
frosted.
there's the ones.
No,
that
the
are,
non-frosted are the bastard new ones.
We
but
found a whole
in
new
general-
podcast to start just now.
I love how this is the question that gives the most discussion in the pre-show.
So Doran is a classic strawberry with the white frosting and the little multicolored specks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That shit is gross though to me, but I think that's what Doran would go with.
Oh, I want one so bad right now.
Last but certainly not least, Snowshoe. What's up?
Well, hi, y'all. I'm Snowshoe. She, her, they. But today I'm playing Krebin, the Earth Spirit in the dog form. That is awesome. Kreben's favorite Pop-Tart might potentially be cherry, but, you know, Kreben might be adventurous and would try at least one of everything.
Ooh.
You know, if it was presented.
You just
But, you
chose
know-
all.
No, one of each, please.
Dude, there's
do-
tons of flavors.
I do
I'm not
like
kidding.
pretty much all the Pop-Tarts, but given a choice, if I had one right now, I would also want the cinnamon flavored Pop-Tarts. There's something about them, something
It's that
smooth to that
brown
sweet
sugar,
taste.
baby.
They
You
make
know, just to throw a
peach
wrench into it, you know what?
Pop-Tarts,
Furby
y'all.
prefers toaster strudels, okay? Goodbye.
I concur.
Whoa!
You know, there's nothing wrong with
And
it.
on that note, that's Snowshoe playing Kreben, the earth spirit in the form of a dog. Last time on Dynamite D&D, the heroes left the walls of Rhiannon behind and journeyed on a wagon with a couple of new companions, Daldane, the dwarf, and Barf, the halfling, ? They journeyed on the road to Tandem because they decided to go along with Daldane's scheme to reunite Doran with his father. Doran's father, of course, being Amthir Faust, head of the Faust trade conglomerate, empire, monopoly, whatever you would call it. And the Amthir Faust was offering a reward to anybody who could return his son unharmed to Tandem so that he could talk to him. So they set out. The world of the land, in and of itself, is a dangerous place. Not just because of the roaming hordes of undead that have popped up thanks to the comet in the sky. The heroes did have to fend off some undead, leaving a few of them exhausted and poisoned thanks to the grossness that sloughs off of undead, as we all know. They had to put their heads together to figure out how best to get past a fallen tree that was the size of a General Sherman redwood around its diameter. Only when Britt took a swing with her axe that she picked up a while back did she realize that something's up with that axe because it sent gigantic chunks of that tree splintering out. And they made it past the tree. On the way, they saw funnel clouds in the sky and a tornado touched down. Very scary ordeal, no matter who you are. Seeing a tornado touch down in front of you, they had to seek shelter in a cave and hope against hope that their horses would be safe. Their horses were indeed safe. Luckily, thankfully so. They were managed to whistle the horses back and hitch them back up to the wagon and continue on their way. They also saw one or two omens on the road. At least Daldane thought they were omens, such as a pool of blood on the side of the path. Ooh, and the earth shook a little bit. Ooh, what was up with that? We don't really know. Could have been an omen. Could have been nothing. Could have been a natural phenomenon. They eventually came within sight of Tandem, where they were greeted by a familiar face, a familiar raccoon-masked face. Davril the raccoon popped out and said, "What's up, everybody?" in so many words. He was happy to see them all alive, was glad that his tip-off gave them information on how to combat the fallen lords, and gently requested that they repay him by telling him the combination to the vault that he had inquired about. The one Brit
I
Barrel.
would like a little bit of appreciation for having that on hand. Literally having that on hand.
On your hand? You wrote it on your hand? You scribbled it
I
down?
wrote it in Sharpie
And
like
you've been
3 months ago.
keeping it on
my
your
forehead.
Britt Barrel was the one who relinquished the combination to Davril the raccoon. Amidst much batting of his eyelashes and winking of his eyes behind his raccoon mask, he thanked her for the combination and said he knew that they would meet up again in the future. With that and a swoosh of his cape, he scurried off like a raccoon
He became
back
very dapper.
into the forest. He's always been dapper. The heroes entered into the city of Tandem, where Doran was immediately recognized, being son to the very affluent Amthir Faust. He was immediately recognized. Doran wanted to get things over with, headed straight towards the Faust Trade Hall. Furby and Britt, however, shuffled off the wagon because they wanted to investigate a commotion that was going on near the assembly hall. They learned that there had been a murder a few nights ago, and the prime suspect in the murder was an orc that had been found skulking around the moat of the Viscount of the city. One of his retainers had been killed, And so an orc was discovered skulking around the moat of the Viscount's residence. And so the orc was captured and sentenced to execution. There was a group of protesters around the assembly hall that seemed to be calling for justice, saying that it was not a fair trial, that orcs deserved better treatment than they were being given. The group of protesters just so happened to be half orcs. Although Furby and Britt tried to talk to the protesters, they were hyped up and riled up and did not want to talk. They were just busy shouting. It was only when Furby literally bumped into the guard captain of Tandem, a one half-orc himself named Kalen Dorizur. He grimly explained the situation, that the protesters were a growing movement in Tandem, a half-orc population that was growing in their efforts to call for equal treatment of orcs, that they not be simply executed at whim. It puts the guard captain in a difficult position because he, in fact, himself is half-orc. Doran was reunited with a face from his past. The old guardsman named Bernard greeted Doran at the Faust Trade Hall. And to him, amidst a flurry of apologies, Bernard admitted that Doran's father was still a man who had to keep his pride before all, and so was instructed to, whenever Doran showed up, to make Doran wait for a day before he would be granted audience with his own father. Doran was like, whatever. He kind of expected some sort of catch like this.
Some sort of showmanship. He's a man of the theater in his own mind.
And Bernard said that they were welcome to stay at the estate and offered them food, which Daldane and Barf happily accepted. So that's where we are currently. The party is currently split, and we're going to jump back in the city of Tandem. Adventurers, the city is yours. We will start with Doran. Doran, are you going to just hang around here, or what are you going to do?
What were we doing? So I think I told Barf and Daldane that they could just have their run of it. Eat merry, be hearty. I think I will kind of, if Bernard is still around, I will get just kind of some gleaming information about how things have been going from him.
Bernard, the old guardsman. Oh, Bernard, the old guardsman. Oh, well, you can expect that as far as business goes, your father always had a head for business, and so the business has been staying afloat even in these dark times. I admit I am not of a mind for business such as your father, but he keeps me employed, and if he keeps me employed, then things must be going well, for the old guardsman that I am, he could afford to let me go at any moment. I count myself lucky that he's kept me on.
He is a man of trust. If he trusts something, he tries to keep it close. How's the town been?
Oh, the town is in a state, young master. A state indeed. No doubt when you were riding up here, you saw those protesters around the gallows in the assembly hall. They're a growing movement, those half-orcs. He pauses briefly as he mentions half-orcs, just to kind of gauge your reaction.
I mean, that the orcs have been here. The half-orcs have been here.
Yes, the orcs have been here, but they've always been on the other side of the wall, as you well know, young master. These half-orc protesters, they are radicals, if I were to call them anything. They're radical ideas. They are calling for peace between the city and the orcs, saying it's all a matter of communication. I'm not sure if I agree with them. After all, we know how savage the orcs can be. He spits to the side.
That we do. But I have since traveled to many of places in the land and have met many of people, and sometimes change is welcome.
Well, that is mighty large of you, young master. The impetuous youth who left here so many years ago, I think would have had different opinions.
I was angrier then, and I was looking for answers that did not exist. I have come to maybe not let go of that anger, but to learn to use it differently.
You have had journeys indeed, young master, journeys indeed. You have surpassed me, that's for sure. I've just been stationed here, guarding the old trade hall.
I think, as much as I love this place, these walls do bring in some darkness.
Ooh, do you fancy you fancy yourself up to joining the radicals or something such?
Not something as such as that. I have bigger matters to worry about, but I do think in time, all people deserve it to be heard, at the very least.
A voice squeaks up from the corner of the room. That was a brilliant speech. I was moved as I heard that. And a young halfling girl stands up. You didn't notice her when you came in. She was sitting in the corner of the room, hardly moving, not saying a word, but she speaks up now. She claps her hands together as if applauding you. I'm sorry, but I couldn't help but overhear that conversation. And your words were moving to me. Master Doran, was it?
Yes, and who are you, if I might ask?
My name is Liesel, and I am here to beg the ear of Amthier. I am a liaison between, as you call them, she gives kind of the evil eye to Bertrand, as you call them, the radicals. I am here to give them a voice to the people of power in this town, and I am here to beg your father to use his influence to halt the proceedings that are going to happen tomorrow at sunset. Have you heard the news? That an orc is to be hung? A barbaric display in front of the assembly hall?
But 2 members of my party did get off near the execution hall to investigate, so I'm sure I will hear of it
It is
soon.
a terrible, terrible, terrible business. There is no evidence whatsoever to condemn her, but the people of this town are so bloodthirsty and prejudiced against the orcs, they wish only to see her hang. I am here to ask Amthier to halt the proceedings, at least postpone them, so that we may search for plausible probable cause to prove that she was in fact the one that did it. Just between you and I have my doubts.
And I do not seek to rain on your parade, but I will give you at least a little bit of further advice, as we are both seeking to wait for the audience of the one great Amther.
Papa.
I hope you have something of value to trade, because the man is all business. If it doesn't either line his pockets or grow his influence, he will not hear you.
Does he not value justice? Does he not value honor? Does he not value that wrongdoings are going unpunished?
Oh, he values them, but not in the same way that you or I would.
Well, in your experience with the man, what would turn his ear to our cause?
How much money do you have in your pockets?
On me right now? Well, not very much, I do confess.
Then I'd say you're starting at 0.
Well, even the hardest of hearts can be gently nudged in the right direction. But tell me, what business do you have with Master Faust?
Oh, it's not my business with him, it is his business with me. But we must go through the showmanship of it first.
You were summoned by Amthier Faust? Well, that is a rare honor. A rare honor indeed.
Something of the sort.
Is there perhaps anything that I could do to gain your trust, that perhaps you might speak on my behalf?
I will look into your inquiry once my friends arrive. They will fill me in on the situation from their end, and I will see what I can do, but I make not many promises.
Well, very well. I am a scholar by trade, and I have great knowledge of the world beyond, and I am very proficient in reading and writing in a number of languages. If any of these could be of use to you, please do not hesitate to let me know.
I shall not. What was your name again?
Liesel.
Lisa. Thank you. And good luck on your audience with Hampton.
And you as well. Smash cut to Furby and Britt.
Britt Barrel.
You are still in front of the assembly hall.
So there's this protest going on.
Correct.
There's a protest. You guys ran into the guard captain, and you were talking to him, and Furby was being awkward.
I mean, come on. Adorably awkward.
Cutely awkward.
Wait, so the
Also, Carissa, you're muted. I don't know if you know. Sometimes you don't realize you're muted.
Sorry,
Probably
I
got a
had
party going on
muted
in the
it
back.
because we had dog noises in the background.
Dog noises are always welcome.
Britt surveys the crowd to see if anyone stands out to her as someone else to talk to.
Stands out in what way?
Maybe like they're not part of the general crowd. Maybe they're another guard, like the one we just spoke to.
Steve, are they all like the protesters? Are they all half orcs, or is it like there's a smattering of other races involved?
The roll a perception check, Furby.
Fuck! Where did I put the tab? No. Okay. 16's these.
Most the large group of them is definitely the majority is half orcs. You only see maybe one or two non-half orcs in the crowd that is actually around the assembly hall, around the gallows.
Gotcha.
And they, on a cursory glance, look like human-sized, but it's pretty tumultuous in here. You know, they might be a half elf. They could be heck an elf. They're wearing, rough clothing, hoods and such, but they're all human-sized, I should say. There's no halflings among them, or dwarfs.
And just general world knowledge, like orcs don't have or do orcs like they're not they're good orcs out there? Like I know that half orcs like are a playable race and they have their whole thing, but like
Roll
are orcs like bugbears.
roll a history check.
Oh my.
Furby has
Your social
Dog
skills
shit.
are.
Furby has never met an orc in his life. Orcs, the you've never met an orc in your life, Furby.
Y'all look the same. to
And
me.
in fact, this is the first time that this is the first time the concept of orcs has really come up in the game as a whole. You haven't fought orcs up to this point. Nobody's really talked about orcs up to this point. So orcs may be a completely foreign concept to you.
Yeah, Furby's terribly interested in like not a scientific way, but in a you come across like a flower you've never seen in the forest and you just kind of like want to look at it. So like Furby's being really awkwardly like
Staring at people.
inspective of people, right? Like just kind of just being like, what is there? Is this like horn
Yeah.
teeth coming?
So half
Yeah.
orcs, I mean, obviously half orcs vary person to person, but
Yeah.
in general, the traits that they most commonly share are the tusk-like teeth.
Yeah. So I think Furby honestly
Skin
is
color is a little bit grayer than the human sheen of the range of human skin
Pigment.
tones is muted and grayer in the half orc variant. Larger, definitely larger and more physically imposing.
So curiosity takes over Furby, and I think he kind of just starts to wander into the crowd and like looks at different types of people, like in almost an uncomfortable way, like getting close to people and like listening and looking and just being curious.
Furby, roll a charisma saving throw.
Ooh, okay, I'm dead. Shit on my dick.
Brother, what is happening?
So the group of protesters They don't like the looks of you. You look large. They don't know what to expect from you. They don't know if you're a guardsman or if you're something, and you're just kind of like getting up in their faces. So they are
Kirby accidentally sneezes in their face.
They are not welcoming to you. They do not see you as a potential, oh, this guy could join our cause. They see you as an enemy right now. So they are just hurling insults at you and driving you back, just lumping you in with the other general population of Tandem, who are just bloodthirsty fiends who want to see orcs die at any cost. Any cost.
Well, I really don't like half orcs.
These are the experiences that you're forging. You may not like half orcs after this.
No, I'm going with it. Yeah, I'm not akin to these savages. Oh God.
Go on, tell them how you really feel,
Yeah.
Kirby.
I mean, sometimes you have
Britt
to.
leans
call the herd.
over. She turns to the side to whisper to Furby, and then realizes he's not there. Goes, shit. All right. Furby, where'd you go? Come back here.
Can I hear you whisper? I don't know how far I went. I think I went far.
Britt can get
Britt
your
wants
attention.
to find him.
You can
Okay,
find him and
fine.
get his attention.
I'll come back, and Furby just looks really put off. What are these? Why?
I know. That's the whole problem. What do you say we get our hands mixed into this a bit and go see the scene of the crime?
I trust you explicitly, of course.
I think
Let's go.
we should go look where this orc was found and where the Viscount, or whatever you say, where the
mean-
Viscount is.
What it seems like to me is, the orc probably did it. So,
Well, let's see if we can prove that, or
Okay.
if we can't, or if we can prove otherwise.
Yeah, Furby's down. Let's go.
Would Britt know where it is? Would it be semi-obvious, or do I need to find that guard again and get him to tell me?
Roll an
I think-
investigation check.
He told us.
Okay. I'm getting there. Here it is. Oh, great. 3. We're doing so good, Furby. We are
Just
just
get him out of the way.
killing it.
Shake out the sillies.
Yeah, check out the Phillies.
in this particular crowd of people, everybody's just heated up and feeling the adrenaline of the moment, and so it's kind of hard to discern any facts. You don't really learn any new information from anybody. You just know that
Okay.
one of the Viscount's retainers was murdered, and they found the orc near the moat. But
All right, I'm
nobody
gonna go
gives
find a
you.
shopkeep.
Can I just ask a random half orc? Where did the orc murder the guy?
Roll. I mean, your charisma save dictated how they feel about you, and so
Yeah.
if you ask a question, they just turn it back on you. Oh,
Fair.
what? So you can just go and plant some evidence and blah blah blah. They're trying to run you off because they don't like you.
Sprinkle some cocaine on the body.
I'd like to find a shopkeep away from this crowd and the chaos that I might be able to talk to.
You may walk away from the assembly hall and search
Yeah,
for
I'll
a shopkeep.
Follow
Any
Major
particular
Brit.
shop you're looking for?
Ooh, if there's like a magic shop or a weapon shop
Shop of knowledge.
There
or a pub.
there is
Or a pub.
there is definitely, so let's see. Around this area, there is definitely a weapons shop. There are definitely taverns scattered throughout the city. Roll another and actually just roll a perception check, Britt.
Okay. Perception. Oh my Lanta.
all right.
Oh my Lanta.
You don't see anything that you perceive as a magic shop.
It's just so hot and humid. I'm not with myself. I feel a case of the vapors.
To me, I'm
Whoa,
flesh and
whoa.
blood.
I can't think straight. Yeah. What did you say, Steve? To my 5 that I rolled?
you because you were specifically looking for magic shop, you notice weapon shops, you notice taverns, but you do not see anything that to you looks like a magic shop.
There's a magic shop right in front of you, and you're just not seeing it.
Yeah, it's like so
That's
close
part
to
of the
my nose.
magic.
I want to talk to a blacksmith. Let's go into a weapons shop, see if there's a blacksmith there, or else we're just going to talk to the weapons dealer.
There is not a blacksmith in the immediate vicinity. It is definitely a weapons shop, weapons dealer.
Okay. Let's go there.
Yeah. What do you? It's a. Excuse me. What do you want to ask?
I would like to ask 2 questions. One, where did the murder take place, and if this person knows, can they tell us where it took place? 2, what do you think of my axe?
The
Hot.
proprietor is a human with chestnut-colored skin, and
Hot.
she looks at you and says, "Oh, you're not from you're from out of town, aren't you? You're a long way from your Themne, child of the earth."
That's right.
Wow, she called that.
Yes, she did.
Furby leans in. She is from Merthemne. How'd you know?
It's a lucky guess, I suppose. Lucky guess.
Where am I from?
Oh, if I were to take another lucky guess, I'm gonna say Forest Heart.
That works.
The
Hmm.
rumor
You had me at
has
Forest.
it. Rumor has it, says the shopkeep, that the Viscount's retainer was found in the second floor hallway just above the stairs of the entry corridor. Inside the Temple of Samarkand. The axe she looks at and says, "Well, that's just a woodcutter's axe there. Nothing special about that. Suppose if it works
Are
for you,
sure?
it works for you, it works for you."
Did you take a nice good look at it?
I mean, yes, I'm looking at it right now. It's an axe.
All right then. What did you say your name was?
Cheryl.
Cheryl. You got a crystal ball behind that counter, do you, Cheryl?
Well, I wouldn't say crystal ball. I just have a keen eye for observation.
Okay, Cheryl.
Whoa.
It's nice to meet you. Maybe we'll be coming round again.
Are you
remember
sure I
our
can't
faces, I'm
interest
sure.
you in an upgrade to that there axe? You look like the sort of person who wouldn't bother with an ordinary woodcutter's axe. You seem like the one who needs a little bit more spectacle in their tools of the trade. Can't I interest you in this little number? She brings down a battle axe, which is a one-handed, I think it's a martial weapon. Let me double check that. She pulls out a battle axe that looks very fancy. Looks like it was built for show. Oh, don't let the looks fool you, even though it was indeed built for show. This little beauty will cut through even the toughest substance. Oh, I don't know. Chainmail? Sure. Leather? Sure. Bone? For whatever reason you may or may not have to chop through bone? Absolutely.
Battle.
What do you think, Furby? Would you like a battle axe?
I would not. I do
No?
not know how to use one of those. I've seen you wield one quite expertly.
Britt looks at the axe in her hands, the simple one that she found, and she feels like this is the axe for her. This is the right axe. I appreciate the offer, and that is a lovely piece of equipment, but I'm quite happy with what I have.
What about a new staff, huh? Furbolg always needs a good staff by his side.
Britt throws a piece of gold on the counter and walks out.
Oh my. Are you oh, I custom order something for you.
I don't think Furby's at all like attached to his current staff. I mean, what you got? What's going on over there in Staff Town?
Oh, good Furbolg. You can
What's
see
going on in Staff Town?
we have a wide variety of staffs for both the martial combatant and spellcaster alike. Got a wall of staves. The martial varieties are all kinds of reinforced with various different types of metals in various hues and patterns. The spellcasting varieties, fewer spellcasting varieties, but there are one or two that are adorned with some expensive-looking crystals on the top.
The most that I can handle or know is just quarterstaff, right? I don't have any martial abilities. So I think Furby would be interested in literally the most ornate quarterstaff, like simple quarterstaff that you can get, but ornate.
Make it pretty.
blah, 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 blah. So,
Just something gaudy and stupid, but it's still a quarterstaff. Like, I mean, a stick's a stick, right? Like,
just real quick sidebar. As far as rules is written, metagaming goes, there's no mechanical difference between a quarterstaff and a wizard staff.
okay.
They both are simple melee weapons that do a d6 bludgeoning or d8 versatile.
You said martial arts. I thought that was a thing. I didn't.
Well, it's just aesthetics, basically.
Gotcha. I didn't know if that was like a proficiency. Yeah, no. Furby scans the area for literally the most like probably gaudy, like fancy looking, because fancy means more powerful to Furby.
You have a keen eye, my Furbolg friend. This staff here. And she pulls down a staff that looks to be black, almost the color of obsidian, which you've seen so often on this journey. Looks to be the color of obsidian, but is definitely made of a dark wood. And it is it's almost unnaturally straight until it gets to the top quarter of the staff. The top 1/4 of the staff is twisted around in such a way that it wraps in and on itself into a spiral design. In the center of the spiral is a jewel, which is rough and uncut, but it is a deep green that looks deeper thanks to the blackness surrounding it. The edge of the spiral, the outline of the spiral, has been etched in with a vivid blue so that it looks like a blue spiral is curling around to embrace this deep green staff. Green jewel. This staff is a relic from the Great War itself. 200 years ago. This is the staff of the leader of the Avatara 200 years ago. Don't ask me how I got it. But
Can Furby reaches for it already? Like,
be careful! Be
I give
careful!
it a try?
For only the strongest of heart can wield such a powerful relic. It will consume lesser beings in a flash of green fire.
Well, Furby holds back for a moment.
Do you think that you have a heart that is pure enough to wield the staff of the Avatara?
I must know. Furby reaches forward, back. Furby pulled back for a bit, but then Furby will go back in. Test them waters. Like eyes are full open, just like staring at it. Like, yes, this must be.
Britt, roll. Are you still in the shop, Britt, or did you actually walk out?
I actually walked out.
Furby, roll a perception check with disadvantage.
This is where I die. I just rolled it on its own. Here's the second one. Good God, Christ!
As you reach out and touch the staff, a brilliant sparkle erupts from the green jewel. And
it's fine.
The shopkeep Cheryl gasps. Impossible! Impossible! You are the chosen one of this staff.
Oh, yeah.
So
You have the spirit of the Avatar within you, reincarnated after 200 years. It is destiny that you should find this staff here at my humble shop. This staff belongs with you. You must possess it.
I feel like Furby's got like anime level, like just wide eyes and just hair like floating above, like and just yes, this calls to me.
But,
You're correct.
gentle Furbolg, I had to go to great lengths to acquire this staff at no small personal risk to myself. I am almost ashamed to say it. Almost ashamed to say it, but I could not part with this staff for anything less than 500 gold pieces.
Furby lays it down. Furby lays it down. Done.
Do you
You-
even have 500 gold?
I got 1,300.
What?
You have
Holy shite.
been chosen. I can only dream of the stories that you will tell with this staff. Chosen
Furby
one,
still- Furby has eyes on the staff still and just drops the money without looking. Just
spirit of the Avatara, take your weapon and rain fire down upon those enemies that would oppose you. Go now,
My man just bought a mop
And-
handle.
seek
can
your
feel it.
legend.
I can feel
Furby's
the
eyes
power.
are just glistening. It's like,
Yeah, no,
"Oh."
it's like a Kronk when he has got the potion of like power in
Yes.
Oh yeah, I feel
Oh, I could feel it.
it. Furby takes inspiration from that interaction. Give yourself inspiration.
I'm doing it! Yay! First time ever in this game.
You've got
Fur-
inspiration
Fur-
for correcting me before.
Like,
Yeah, you've gotten inspiration like 2 or 3 times.
Furby's gonna walk out of that store sauntering like he's a new man, twirling that cane around like Scrooge McDuck.
What do you
Like,
do?
don't-
What do you do with your old staff?
I must store it just in case. You know, you never have a fucking put in the old backpack.
Old 2-staff McGillicuddy.
Just in case.
You strap your
I mean,
old
I
staff.
also have Dust Crusher, so what am I living my life for?
Oh, yeah, right?
I don't know how this works without the pallet. I didn't.
Let me ask her when you get out. Britt can whisper to her.
Yeah. No, I'm walking out. I'm walking
What's
out
next?
like the newest man. We're gonna go to they're going to the site, right? Where the Viscount died.
That's quite the staff you have there, Furby.
Can I as soon as I get out of the store, I would like to try to shillelagh it up, just to test those waters.
You can absolutely cast Shillelagh on the staff.
Boom. I mean, I just hit the button. Shit. Sorry. I hit the ground.
You can feel the infusion take hold of your new staff.
Feels good, doesn't it? Yeah,
It
Furby's got
looks great.
Furby's got a good feeling about life right now. He's just feeling on top of the world.
Right then, look at you. Yeah, I would like to go to the location she described.
I'm gonna smash cut to Doran. What are you doing? Are you staying there? Or are you going out and about town?
I am gonna go out and about.
And also,
Uh,
Krebin, I'm just kind of. It's such a different paradigm that there's a dog spirit that nobody else can hear. So, Krebin, I'm kind of expecting you, if you ever want to do something, you're with your team member, and so like you got to talk to your team member if you're gonna do something, or just hell, tell me that you run off in a direction if you want.
Yeah, no, I've just been hanging out, watching the conversation, watching the life go by.
So
Very
you're
interesting.
you're with Doran, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're just hanging out. Like, although I don't quite remember where we are. Like,
We
I
are-
thought we were inside. I can't remember.
We were.
You're
We're-
inside the foyer of the Faust Trade Hall.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Krebin doesn't do houses.
It's a very ornate
It
hall.
doesn't do houses.
But yeah, we're gonna head out and kind of get a feel of what's going on in town, and I'm gonna try to disguise myself a little bit with a cloak.
I can't remember what form I am. It's been a long time.
You can be whatever form you want, I would say.
Well,
You're
I
a
don't
hot
know,
dog.
Dorn. Which form do you want? You want me to be cute Chihuahua? Or do you want me to
Um.
something a bit more masculine?
Oh God, these people here are pretty used to all types of things. So however you feel the most comfortable will be definitely.
I mean, I like
not looked at a second time.
I think I'm Krebin the ear still, so
Yeah.
I had to think.
Go
I would like if Krebin can get like animorph powers and just like be able to turn into things. Like,
Form of eagle.
yeah.
Then I'd be a wind spirit. I'd have
I'm
to
to
be all
buy
like
it.
earth base. Are you? Did you? Shut up.
Yeah. I've read all the books. Shut up.
Shut up. Anyway, so we're going out on the town.
Yeah.
This is very interesting. So when do we
We
meet
are.
in
Mhm.
character? And so it's when do we meet your father figure?
We have a day.
He's given us a day, and then
Oh, yeah.
knowing him, he'll wait till late in the second day to try to really make me pay for it. And then
Why can't we
somehow
just go now?
he'll be disappointed by his own results.
Why can't we just go now? What's the holdup?
I don't know how to explain this conceptuality of man, but people like to sometimes when things are usually given to them, they like to kind of show off in a sense that they have power.
Okay. So you're letting him perceive that he has power over you?
Well, he has power over this.
Krebin gets inspiration for that, Barb.
Oh, yay!
Someone call the burn clinic.
Much like when you had power over your temple, this is kind of his temple. He gets to call the shots around here.
So it's out of respect. You respect your father figure. How interesting.
You know what? Let's leave the concept of that there for now.
That's okay. You know, I've had tons of people come up to the temple before. You know, they want their blessings, or you know, they wish I'd kill someone. It's like that's just not how it works. So, I mean, I get it. I just, I get it to a point.
Yes.
So, what does it mean now? Does that mean okay, we can't go visit him now? So now we gotta wait.
Now we look for leverage.
Ooh, how exciting! What's leverage?
Something I've become well versed in my travels. It's something that gives you an upper hand without the other person knowing that you have it.
Oh, okay. Kind of like food.
Yes, exactly. It's
Krebin made
something
me hungry.
very delicious that the other person wants, but then once you present it, they're surprised that you even know that it's their favorite food.
That steak was really tasty earlier.
Yeah.
Venison.
Oh, that's right. Davril gave you meat.
Did.
I can't remember.
It's very
Now
tasty.
you're
It's
both
very
going to
tasty.
compete for Devril.
Doesn't mean I like him. It'd be food, but he seems.
If anyone gave him Luna food, I would be out. She'd forget me in a heartbeat.
Okay, so where are we off to? So like,
I think
so are
we
we
head
here?
in the
right?
direction of the execution hall, but not necessarily that being our destination. I kind of just want to get a lay of the land, familiarize myself with the town, see what's changed, what I remember, things like that. Kind of get the general vibe of the town.
Roger that. Much is unchanged since you left. The general structure of the town is the same. The wall's still there, the ever-present wall. The streets are still the same streets you remember. Plenty of the buildings look like they've been worked on and upgraded and seen either prosper or decay, depending on their fortunes. But by and large, as the city is much like you remember it.
Okay.
You don't really remember too many public executions happening. This seems like a little bit of a strange thing that you walked back into. The most of the commotion is obviously happening around the assembly hall, but if you traipse around town, you can feel the tension in the whole city. Everybody's talking about it. Everybody's either eager to see the orc hang, or they're nervous about the protesters. What are they gonna do? Some people are fearful. What if the orcs get wind of this and they come for revenge? The last great orc raid apparently was several years ago. Maybe 3 years ago. That was the last big one. There have been several small skirmishes, but the last big one was about 3 years ago. And people are saying, oh no, what if we have another big raid again? Remember how many people we lost?
People seem very concerned, but have there ever been like any problems around here? Like really?
Tandem is located right on the line of the Great Devoid. It originally was founded by people who seeked to explore and kind of push back the hordes of orc that were spilling out into the lands. As they kind of, figured out how to do those things, other things came about. They needed markets, they needed people, and it's been known to be a dangerous place to live.
Since Doran is giving the history lesson, Doran does obviously know the history of the town. You're mostly correct, Doran. People did come in here. The main attraction that caused people to settle here was the tomb of Samarkand and the temple of Samarkand.
Is that where E is? Is that the tomb?
If you should have journal entries. If you go over to the left side, your toolbar, the little banner thing.
I don't see any actually when I click on that.
I was going to think about that earlier, but it doesn't seem to be doing any journals.
How about...
No.
What was that sound?
Snap into place.
The land.
Snap into
So I see the
settlements.
journal.
What about...
You said Sunken Temple?
The
That's one of my
Samarkand.
One of my
Oh,
favorite
sorry.
dungeons. There it goes.
Oh, there they
Sunken
are.
Temple was
Tomb of
missing.
Samarkand. There it is.
There you go.
Sunken Temple was a really fun dungeon in World of Warcraft.
So the Tomb of Samarkand and the Temple of Samarkand are the two leftover relics from an ancient age, even way before the Great War, predating the Great War by who knows how many years, that people discovered and thought they were going to find crazy treasure. But they did not find crazy treasure. But in their exploration, people came, and whenever people gather, they tend to settle. And so the city sprang up from the original treasure hunters.
Okay.
Like
Curious.
the Dwemer areas in Skyrim.
So the orcs are spilling out of the...
The orcs have
Area.
always been a threat to the people of Tandem, which is why they built the wall around the city. Doran may or may not tell stuff about orcs.
Doran will.
I was just thinking about, like, if they were running away from the forest, maybe there's a problem in the forest.
Orcs come from the desert, not the forest.
Okay. You know what I meant. The other, wherever they
Come from
came
the Great
from.
Devoid.
The opposite forest.
Yes. The Great Devoid.
The unforced.
Sorry. If I don't see the word, I just don't remember what it's... what it's... There it is. Great Devoid.
The Great Divorce.
The Great Japanese.
Yeah, but
No, that's Doran's parents' issues.
Oh.
mean-
Damn.
we initially came here a long time ago. My father built his company, and my mom was a guard captain.
Ooh. Very prestige.
And she was an orc.
No, she was
Really?
a human.
I'm not here.
She was an elf.
That makes more sense.
No,
Like, I don't
that's
think
the
so.
elf.
Oh, Dad's the elf, really? Oh shoot, I got it backwards. I'm sorry, Dad's the elf. Okay, that changed. Oh,
Ooh,
that
changes
okay.
some things.
That does change a few things.
Wait, hold on. Let me double check. Pretty sure that's the elf.
I thought he said his dad was the elf.
I mean, he just did.
But yeah, that's
I meant
you've
before.
you've walked around. That's the sense you've gotten from the town. Any other specific objectives you wanted to go for?
You should leverage. Where do we get leverage? Do we go talk to someone about it, or?
Yeah, I need to go. Let's go to some of the shops and just see how. It's going to be really hard because most likely any of the shops that run through the Faust Trading Hall are going to be very, very, very loyal to the Faust Trading Hall. Unless. We'll just have to talk to a shopkeep and see where it goes.
Okay. Krebin decides to look as cute and adorable as possible.
So I will head into like whatever the first shop I see is.
What is the
Or
first-
any of the shops that maybe have like, the banner of Faust on them.
So you're specifically looking for a Faust-aligned shop. Let's see. What would the Faust have?
Talk to Cheryl.
Faust trade all kind of has its hands in everything. We're going to say the first one that you run into is going to be a bookshop.
Okay.
So I go to the bookshop.
Fantasy Kindle.
What information are you looking to acquire from the shopkeepers?
I am, if I am not immediately recognized, I'm gonna say I am looking for like some kind of generic just town history book, just so I can kind of open up conversation.
Ooh, Doran, roll a deception check.
Deception.
What's your conception?
Nope.
The shopkeep recognizes you as you walk
All right.
in. Welcome to... Well, bless my beard if it isn't Master Doran.
Oh, it had to be the first shop we walked in. Ah.
Like
Oh,
I used to
Have
change your
you-
diapers, Doran.
Have you been to
Kevin
see your
Evans.
father? Who's the lucky stiff that's going to get that reward money?
It's a friend of mine.
Oh, I see. A friend of yours. Ooh, shrewd Doran. Always. I knew you had it in you. Gaming the system to get that money for yourself. Can't say
Oh,
I'm
no.
not a little bit envious, but, well, there you go. That's why you're part of the old man's empire.
Yeah, something like that. I see you're running the bookshops.
That I am. Always loved books all my life.
Yes. Forgive me, but your name escapes me at the moment.
Oh, you wouldn't know me, but I certainly know you. I'd see you on your father's lap not on your father's lap, at your father's side all the time. Different kind of family
That
over
kind
there.
of relationship.
But my name is Sven.
Sven. Is this one of the shops my father purchased a few years ago when the town was having trouble?
You're real royalty, man.
Absolutely.
Do I own you?
So
Is
many
this-
shops went out of business. He figured it was prime real estate for the picking. Bought up the ones that were run down and established his foothold in them. And now we got books. I can't complain. All the books I can ever read.
Oh, that's great. What's if you know any information, I've been gone for a while, but there seems to be a public execution going on, and for me, that is relatively new to the town of Tandem.
Oh, hi. This one particularly gruesome affair. The Viscount's retainer was murdered in his own house. The Viscount's house, I mean.
Mhm.
An event like that. Ooh, you gotta let people know we can't have that anarchy in this town. And of course, they caught the orc right afterwards, so what better way to
seems-
show the Viscount's authority and put the people's fears at rest than a good old-fashioned hanging? Haven't seen one of those in, I can't even remember.
But it just seems so showy for the town. of
Well,
Tandem.
now, Mr. Doran, if I heard right, you're all about being showy now, aren't you? Surely you can appreciate the spectacle, the roar of the crowd, the thrill, the sight of death. It instills something in a man.
Doran very stiffly says there is a meter of difference between two men being at the throes of competition and a crowd cheering to watch a man have his head cut off.
Well, potato, tomato, I suppose, Master Doran.
Potato, tomato.
Yeah. Thank you.
It's Tandem.
Thank you for your information. I must continue to make my rounds around the town.
As you were, are you sure you didn't want something for the road, Master Doran? We've got stories of all kind, fiction, non-fiction, histories of the land, anything that might tickle your fancy.
Not at the moment, but I definitely may stop by soon.
Well, hope to see you again then, Mr. Doran.
Thank you. This is going to be a lot harder than I thought.
Well, is it something like, I don't know. Like, are we actually here to get something from the shop too? Like, can I sniff it out?
I just need to see how far my father's hand reaches.
That's a big old hand.
Yeah.
Well, you can. I mean, we can fast forward that. You can go to various different shops, and this is the home base of Faust Trade Hall HQ. So his influence is far and wide in the city. Everybody knows Amthier Faust by reputation, at least.
Someone's willing to gossip, probably.
What kind of gossip are you looking for? Nobody overtly nobody. You don't go into a shop and nobody's saying, "Oh, did you hear? Amthier's got a secret necromancer horde underneath his basement." Nothing like that comes up. Sure, everybody has their theories. Oh man, how does he do it? I wonder. People sure have their conspiracy theories that are getting thrown around left and right.
I think for now I'm gonna just look for Furby and old Brit Barrel.
Smash cut to Furby and Brit, who have wandered towards the. You want to investigate the scene of the crime?
Yes.
So you learn the scene of the crime was at the Temple of Samarkand, which is the place of government for Tandem. That's where the Viscount holds authority, and like any place of government where a person of importance would be, there are guards. As you approach the guards, they ask you to state your business.
Is that the place in the middle here or up top?
Temple of Samarkand.
Yes.
Okay. It's not. I don't see the Legion or the legend anywhere, so I don't know.
If
what the letters
you
mean.
click
You
on
have
the
to
left,
click on the little bookmarky looking thing.
there's a banner bookmark journal notes icon. If you click that,
Bottom left one.
then it should pop up on the map. And if you want to keep them there, then when you click that, when you click the journal notes tab,
Okay.
if you want to keep them there no matter what, you click the pin, which is toggle notes display. If you toggle the notes display on, it will stay there no matter what.
Okay, thank you. I didn't know how that all.
And
worked out.
if I have the
Thank you.
permissions set right, if you double click any of the book icons on the map, it should open up the description.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it did.
it's working.
Okay. Yeah. I couldn't how am I supposed? There's no legend here. It's all interactive. Anyway, thank you.
So yeah, the guards ask you state your business.
We're here to investigate the Viscount's murder.
Don't
That's
look
right.
Don't look
It
like
wasn't the
guards
Vikings.
to me. You're not part of the Tandem Guard Corps, Squad Corps. You have no authority here.
That's right. We're outside investigators.
We don't need to have any authority. We're just here to inspect.
You don't just let anybody in to expect a scene of the crime. Be off with you, you ruffians.
Well, who is inspecting the scene of the crime?
The Tandem Guard Corps, of course. Our superiors. Guard Captain Doruzur.
Can we talk to Dorazur?
On what business? Who are you to ask Captain
To
Doruzur?
investigate.
Mm-hmm.
Look, we came here to investigate as outside sources. Maybe our eyes will provide exactly what you need to quell the outrage of that.
We've heard of no
Giant group of
investigators
people.
being sent.
Listen, there are a whole bunch of protesters out there protesting over the fact that this orc may not have done it, but we're pretty confident the orc has done it. We're just trying to make sure that we get this orc convicted.
What if we could prove to you and prove to that crowd that that orc did it? Without
It
a
would make
shroud of
everything
doubt.
smoother.
We already
And
know
quicker.
the orc did it. We don't need you to tell us that.
There's a lot of
Alright,
people
we're
that are.
striking out with these ones. Let's go look around.
Have
the map.
we
Maybe
caught
there's
up to
another way
these
in.
hoo-ha?
After
Horrors
this,
yet?
after this conversation, you will have.
Okay.
You call me a hoo-ha?
Wah.
This
Alright,
performance, yeah.
then. It's your loss. Britt wants to go take a walk around the moat.
I mean,
Which direction? Do you go north towards the Eye of Samarkand, or you go south through the Eldenwood?
We're gonna go towards the Eye of Samarkand.
All right, you can go towards the Eye of Samarkand. Yes, you have to. So yeah, the encounter with the guards was here on Yay Bridge. So if you go north, you will quickly reach the body of water that feeds the moat. So you can't actually cross that because there's no bridge. I mean, you could swim, but that's a whole other kettle of fish.
And then fall into the moat.
Oh, so the Eye of Samarkand is sort of surrounded by. It's like
Mhm.
protected
Screen
by this
accurate.
water. Oh.
why don't we just go the other way?
I agree.
Then we turn around.
And we walk our butts the other direction.
You can, on your way back, as you pass by the bridge, you can rendezvous with Doran and Krebin.
Oh. What have you two been up to?
Hanging out.
Yeah,
Did you, hear,
not much.
did you hear that there's evil orcs murdering people all willy-nilly in this town?
Doran finally takes this moment to fill in Furby and Britt on the history of Tandem.
You
And
share your information.
Yes.
What are you doing now?
Alright then, do you think it's possible that this orc didn't do it?
I mean,
I think the orc did it.
there's
Well, I
a.
mean, he sounds more like he's just fodder for politics.
Doran, can you get us past this guard?
Oh yeah, probably.
Look, I don't really care about the politics, but if someone's gonna be hanged because they were nearby when people were looking for who did it,
Yeah, things here are very tumultuous, and blame flies very quickly, especially towards the orcs. And it kind of is a little bit of the culture of Tandem. So we can definitely investigate it. But is it the Vice Lord or is it the
Viscount?
Viscount?
Viscount will definitely have his hands in any and all investigations that are happening, so we have to be very tactful about it.
I say we take a look around the moat, see if we can spy anything.
Sure, that's definitely worth an option.
Unless you want to talk to these guards and see if we can get in.
Let's talk to the guards first.
They claimed we needed authority to go in.
Well, we'll see what kind of authority this name still carries.
They see you coming back, and they say, well, now we're definitely not going to let you in. No unfamiliar hounds allowed on the premises.
This hound is not unfamiliar to me, and it shall not be unfamiliar to you for very long. I am Doran Faust, and I look to enter and look into these things on the name of my father.
Faust, you say. Doran Faust. One of the guards pulls a sheaf of paper parchment from his satchel and unfurls it, and you can see that he's looking at the wanted poster.
Mhm.
And he looks at you, he glances down at the poster, he looks back up at you, and he puts the poster away, and he extends his hand. Master Doran, may I invite you to join me in journeying to the Faust Trade Hall?
If it's money you're looking for, it's already been claimed.
Damn it!
So, as I was saying before, unless you want to answer to my father about why you are putting your hands on me and looking for money, I guess, rather than doing your job, we can do that too.
Begging your pardon, Master Faust, but we do have our orders, and our orders do say that we are not to let any unauthorized individuals past here. Though your father may be authorized, Master Faust, you, I regret to say, are not. Your father, a man of great renown and great wealth, surely
yeah, he's
commands
great.
the ear of the Viscount, but you, unfortunately, have been gone so long, and you, unfortunately, do not share the wealth of your father.
Earn.
We can't let you and your companions pass.
I lean in close to him and I drop 3 gold into his hand and I go, I'm sure the name still carries great many favors, even more so than these little trinkets.
He pockets the 3 gold, but says, begging your pardon, Master Doran, but orders are indeed orders. Hounds are a special breed of exception. That hounds definitely themselves have absolutely 0 wealth. So what what could they possibly offer to the Viscount to be allowed inside with 0 wealth to back up their claims?
Pretty stickly
What did I
about
give him?
dogs, aren't
3? No, he's just a
Gripped him.
greedy boy.
He doesn't get any of what's going on.
I'll give him another 6 gold pieces.
He pockets the gold. Well then, so long as you're only here to look at the scene of the crime, I suppose exceptions could be made. Right this way.
Thank
He
you.
leads you into the Temple of Samarkand. The temple is very large, very old, yet still extremely sturdy. An ancient ruin. When you think of an ancient ruin, you think of crumbling sandstone blocks weathered by wind and storm. But these blocks are smooth and still polished and look as though they are not some ancient relic, but rather a feat of engineering in and of itself this day and age. Strange. But you are led into the great entryway. Great entryway has a very large staircase leading up to the higher floors.
Mhm.
And you are led up to the second stairway, you lead up the stairway into the second level, across the mezzanine, and into a corridor that is off of the main lobby. In the corridor, you see now I got to get into the CSI world of D&D. Would they preserve a crime scene? Would they clean it up? I feel like they just clean it up because this is a place of
Mop it
importance, and I feel like they clean it up.
Not a dirty place.
This is where it happened. And indeed, you can see that there's no blood stains, no blood splatters
Mm-hmm. And
that you can
how many
see.
nights ago was this again?
This was 3 nights ago. We're going to say 2 nights ago. 2 nights ago.
There were no
Oh,
witnesses.
wait, it happened inside, but the orc was found by the moat? Is that what I'm to understand?
The orc was indeed found skulking around the moat.
Well, it was so hard for us to get in here. How did the orc get in here and then get out?
Nighttime is the time that all thieves and cut purses and murderers make their living. It was indeed a dark night that night. Though we
So you're
post
saying
guards,
there's a way
there
in
are even
around
lapses
you.
in concentration, even in the most stout and dedicated guardsmen. And orcs are tricky, tricky beings. They have their scouts, they have their night walkers, they have their sand stalkers who can cross the desert without making even a footprint. We do our best to learn of their tricks, but they constantly surprise us. Undoubtedly, this orc slipped in unnoticed, committed the heinous crime, and was in the midst of fleeing the scene when she was discovered. Luckily, thankfully, discovered by our dedicated guardsmen.
Mm-hmm.
Who discovered?
Yeah, which guardsman would that be?
Which guardsman? It was Uhtred. Loyal Uhtred, who has since been given a promotion.
Mm-hmm.
How
Is
big
Uhtred
just
around?
Dude.
Yeah, looks closely at the scene, just in case.
Britt may describe what you're doing. You just looking?
Dorn is also kind of like, looking at things, trying to see if, like things that have been shifted around in the room.
Something left behind, maybe? I don't know.
Krebin would like to smell if Orc was here.
Krebin, roll a perception check with advantage.
Does Orc was
Is that-
here?
Hold on. I'm getting there. Did I do it right?
Krebin, you smell.
Damn, nice.
Krebin,
You smell.
You smell.
Period.
Oh, You smell a cacophony of odors, but definitely you smell a scent that smells very similar to the crowd that was surrounding the gallows.
So I smell the crowd of the gallows, but not.
You smell a half orc.
Oh. I smell something.
half.
It's half orc, yeah. Mm-hmm.
The guard who found the orc outside, that one you said got promoted. Where is he? Could we speak to him?
Uhtred has been stationed at the Guard Corps. The Guard Corps headquarters.
He doesn't happen to be half orc, is he?
Uhtred is not a half orc. Uhtred is a human.
What about this dude? Is he an half orc that we're talking to?
No. The one you're talking to is also a human.
Can I? I'd like to follow the scent around if I can, maybe. Or is it
You
just all in
may-
It's
one
gonna take you
spot?
back to protest.
You may attempt to track the scent. Roll a survival check with advantage.
Is it survival. Okay.
The scent that you pick up here, you can tell that it goes to a nearby window, and then you lose the scent at the window.
And out the window is the moat.
Yeah, what's outside the window?
Outside the window is leaving the temple. So it is, it is a drop down to the island on which the temple rests.
No. Mm-hmm.
I mean, do we know where near the moat was the orc found?
Do you? No.
All right, well, I'll ask you.
I want to ask what the murder weapon was and the time.
Meaty claws and candlestick.
Sorry, we never. Krebin kind of interrupted. Britt was saying
Sorry.
you're looking. Describe your. What are you doing, Britt? You just looking, or are you doing more?
I mean, does Britt have any sort of spidey sense that she could use? Is that what you're asking?
No, I'm asking.
No, no,
Describe.
like-
you just
like,
say, "I want to take a
what are
look
you looking
around."
at?
What do you? How do you look around?
She
Are you
puts
standing
her
there and
hands-
just looking your eyes left and right? What are you doing?
No. She uses her hands and kind of walks along the wall and the ground. I mean, she has stone cunning, and this is stone, so maybe if there's any marks in the stone, she'd be able to tell if they're fresh or not.
I believe stone cunning refers to the history of the stone, but roll
Ah.
an investigation check.
Okay. Investigation check. 14.
You do notice something that had previously escaped your perception. You notice a score on the wall, a score mark that looks like it was made by a fine blade. It's not a crude hack like an axe. It's not a divot like a hammer would make. It's a fine, slender score that is almost imperceptible if not for your hands running along the stone.
I quietly pointed out to my crew.
Quietly, roll a
Uh,
stealth check.
Okay.
So quiet.
The guard hears you and says, "What do you mean? I'm sure that's always been here. There are score marks all across these stones. This is a well-used establishment."
You fighting here often, do you?
No, of course not, but we carry weapons in here. Every so often we have to jump up against the wall to allow the Viscount to pass. It's only natural that scores like that would happen.
How is it? I mean, how deep is it? Like, is it?
It is not deep. It is very fine, almost imperceptible, if not for Britt running her hands along.
How was the Viscount murdered? Right? We didn't discuss that.
It's the Viscount's retainer, who was
Yes.
not
Retainer.
the Viscount who
Got
was
it.
murdered. Yeah.
The Viscount's retainer was murdered. Most foul. Found in a pool of their own blood and entrails. Their guts had been split open. It's a painful death.
Mm-hmm.
Was it
Viscount wasn't a
like an
half-orc.
axe or a sword or teeth?
Did you find
These
the
are-
murder weapon on the orc?
That's what I was
The
getting
orc's
at.
belongings were all confiscated and taken away. I was not part of that confiscation, so I cannot say what the murder weapon was.
Where do they take confiscated weapons?
Probably to the guard corpse.
He just said it was all taken to the Guard Corps headquarters.
Okay.
That's where we're going next, I think. She says stealthily.
Still.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna get much else here.
Should we go to the guard?
I think the only thing left I wanted to ask was if they can point out where near the moat was the orc found. Like, is it out of that window that we looked at where Krebin smelt? Is that
The orc was found on the northern. The orc was found in this general vicinity.
and then where the window faces out towards that or towards somewhere else? Or?
The window faces out towards. Where are you? The window faces out towards.
I said the bridge. But
Yeah, we'll go with that. The window faces out towards, kind of in the direction of the Ire Samarkand.
And I mean, who? Let's say who was on guard at that time? You know, like, do we know any
That was
Uhtred.
the fellow.
Uhtred was
Just
on
Uhtred.
guard.
Okay. Uhtred's the only probably one that matters, but just thinking we can ask everyone else why they were so bad at their job during that night. Well, yeah, let's go. Outside, it's either let's sniff out Krebin's trail, or we go to the guard corps.
I mean, we're still here. Why don't we see if I can smell
Yeah,
the rest
let's go for
of
it.
the
All right.
the trail.
you lost
agree.
you lost the scent at the
Oh.
window.
Right. I meant if we would go outside from where the window is and then go from there.
See if we
But-
can pick the trail back up.
But I was thinking,
Yeah.
I mean, if you said you remembered that it was something you smelled from the crowd, right?
It smelled
maybe-
familiar. It smelled like a
Oh,
half
okay. Okay.
because it was mostly half orcs in the crowd, so it smelled like.
I
the
was
crowd.
thinking maybe someone in that crowd might have had a thing to do with it. But
Mm.
It was flavor text.
Gotcha.
Just that's where Krebin would have picked up what a half orc might smell like.
Yes.
I think.
I guess.
Yeah, Curly does.
Okay.
Let's head out, crew.
Tally ho.
Well, let's
Get the lid out
let's
of
at
our-
least
out of
check
our
out the
shoes.
moat, and then if we don't see anything instantly, we'll just head to the guard.
Agreed. Or if Krebin doesn't smell something.
Yes.
The guard escorts you out, and they're not going to let you wander around the building itself. They'll escort you out to the outer side of the moat. You can walk around the moat on the outer edge all you want, but the inside, your wealth has expired in terms of generosity from the guards. So they're not going to let you walk around on the island anymore.
Mhm.
Okay.
I mean, are they really going to stop a cute, adorable chihuahua from walking around?
They don't seem keen on you.
My stealth. Can I want to stealth over to
Invisipup.
So what are you doing now?
Did we get walked across
No,
the bridge
We didn't.
here
there's-
yet?
You
Or-
are
it's gonna
there,
be-
correct.
Okay.
Heck, I say we take a walk around the outside of the moat just in case. And then we'll go over to the guards.
Beak.
Welcome, Beak.
You may walk around the moat.
Right, like heading this direction.
Everybody roll a perception
Yeah.
check.
Heck yeah, that's my favorite part. Perception. What's your?
Oh.
What's your Tom's the Tank Engine? I'm sorry, I'm waiting for the website to load.
Aw.
Doesn't
We
matter.
got a
Doran,
23 and an 18.
Doesn't matter.
Doran and Britt. As you begin walking around the moat, you notice a figure that is darting from tree to tree in the Eldenwood as you walk around.
That's not suspicious.
Nothing darts like Gaston.
Britt walks towards it.
As you walk towards it, bolts the other direction.
Ace is
Okay,
on.
everyone, I think we have to do this quietly.
I-
Britt
I
tries to
wanna-
sneak up on it.
It began running full tilt in the other direction
Oh!
when it saw you.
So I said the
didn't
chase
just
is
dart
on.
to another tree.
Can you sniff it out, Krebin?
I can try.
Krebin
Perception.
has no reference point, so if you smell, I'm just going to tell you all the smells that you smell.
Oh, good point. Well, I could smell right by the tree where they
Moss.
were,
True,
and
but you don't have a reference point. That's all I'm going to say.
oh
Can,
boy.
can we spread out
The answer is no. I can't.
and kind of go through the forest as a comb, you know?
Or we could just walk quietly.
In the time that it took for you all to decide what you're going to do, the figure has now disappeared.
Well, we just
Uh,
keep walking around the moat.
Yeah.
I missed what it was doing, but
It was just darting between trees, all sneaky like.
right near the moat area, like, or into the tree area. Like-
Amongst the elderwood.
Gotcha.
Eldenwood.
I'm Eldenwood.
Elderberries.
Close enough. Might as well be Elder.
I mean, they might know something.
Oh, I'm following it. I'm walking the direction that we saw it run.
So you head south. Is that direction
Into the wood,
into the Eldenwood?
Yep.
and we're gonna be very quiet and
So you're
sneaky.
trying to be stealthy
Yeah.
as you move through the Eldenwood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember your roots, Furby.
Very well.
Be like
That's
the
actually
tree.
offensive to my people.
Everybody may roll a stealth check.
All right, everyone's gonna do super
Son
good
of a
on this. Oh
bitch.
gosh, dang it!
Can I just point out, even with a 1, it still jumps up to a 13.
I know.
Holy crap!
I'm just saying though.
Shit.
I'm still 1.
Wow,
The
wow. you
crack and
guys.
crunch of branches, and it's branches. It's there are no leaves. They're just branches that are scattered around. But you crunch
What's a
and crack,
branch?
obviously, as you traipse through the Eldenwood.
Okay, so Furby, noticing that we are not being very stealthy, is gonna cast Pass Without a Trace
Nice.
when I find it. A veil of shadows and silence radiates from you, masking you and your companions from detection. Cast spell.
Gives you a +10 to your stealth checks. Lasts for 1 hour, or until concentration is broken. Do you wish to continue going south?
Yeah, towards the whatever we determine is the direction, or at least Britt determines is the direction that the thing went.
Uh,
Yeah.
Everybody can roll a survival check to see if you can tell where it went.
My nose hasn't detected anything.
17.
24.
Herbie, being the most
Nice.
tree savvy, is in fact able to see where the ground was disturbed. To Furby, it looks obvious that this creature took off at a run and has been running, not bothering to cover its tracks.
I point out the tracks and we go towards them.
You may continue. Are you still trying to be stealthy?
I think we should be.
I think so
Mhm.
too. I do think so too.
All right.
I agree.
Everybody roll a stealth check with +10.
So is that, do I just do
Just add
plus?
10.
A stealth check +10, so I can click on the D20.
So
23.
click your stealth check.
Oh, click stealth.
Oh shit, I did advantage by accident. I'm sorry. But everyone makes them.
Oop.
I'm sorry. I guess the first one was 15.
Everybody, okay, we're gonna call this a wipe because
Mine was a normal roll.
I have no idea why a simple +10 was so hard, but Furby rolled regular. So
Yeah, but
23
just add 10 to it. It's
23
simple.
for Furby. Doran wipe, Krebin wipe,
14.
Brit 18, Doran
18.
24. So you all move very carefully through the Eldenwood. You're moving slowly. You can wander the Eldenwood for an hour following the tracks. It is a large place.
Oh, goodness.
So after an hour, you're still wandering the Eldenwood following these tracks, but Pass Without Trace expires.
Good.
And we find nothing?
You still just see the tracks, but you're still in the Eldenwood. You've been moving slowly and stealthily.
I mean, I want to keep following the tracks.
I don't know. I think at this point it's...
If I still see tracks, I want to go down the tracks.
You may continue to follow the tracks. Are you continuing to be stealthy?
I guess not.
I mean,
It's gonna be too slow.
is that what you think?
Well, stealth means slow.
Yes, yes.
Then okay.
Yeah.
Then let's
Yeah.
go into a full-out Naruto run.
Oh, do you not want to be stealth? Yeah, let's run it.
Let's do it. Let's crack some branches, y'all.
You begin to move quickly, following the tracks, which are still quite obvious, as the creature was sprinting out of here. You make it to, after about another 15 minutes, you make it to the southern edge of the Eldenwood here. And you come to the river crossing, stream crossing, not really a river, but it is a stream crossing that if you wish to cross here, you will have to swim.
I don't have any problem with that. Does it look like the tracks go through the water?
It does.
Yeah.
Who's ready to get
Furby's
wet?
gonna keep going.
Furby swims through. Anybody else?
I'm waiting to see how Furby does.
I swam through.
Furby's
Done.
across on the other edge.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Britt does it.
You all swim across. Doran, right?
Yeah.
You all swim
Do it.
across. And
I
you
want-
see the tracks continue on the other side. They're easy to follow yet again, even more so probably because now they're wet, squishy tracks.
Mm-hmm.
Krebin, can you possibly smell
Yeah.
a scent, a trail of like the person went through the water. So if you smell what the water smells like, you might be able to catch a
I guess. I mean, I can
smell
also.
what we smell like now that we're wet.
So people go through
That's
rivers
not-
to throw off the scent of dogs.
Yeah.
But you can smell the scent of water or river.
Well, that's not quite how that works. But I
Is
mean,
it?
like,
I don't
I
have
could
any
try
concept.
smelling. I could try getting a scent of what the track smells like
What?
now that.
Like,
Track is
people-
easy to follow. The track takes you to the
Exactly.
doorstep of Corvidus Manor.
Thank you.
I want to know what it's like to be in Curly's brain. Just for one
People
day.
say like it smells like wet dog, right? Like you can smell what a wet dog smells like.
But
So fucking a wet person
But
makes sense to me.
that's,
Yeah, I don't
usually
walk into
you
a room and
wash
say,
away
"Wow,
the smell.
it smells like wet human in here."
That has to be different than dry human.
I mean, maybe some of his scent dripped into his, like, puddle-filled footsteps, right?
You're telling me it wouldn't be a different smell if I walked into it just soaked in water into your house. It would be a different smell than a dry human.
No.
No?
Look,
Imperceptible.
it's- Swimming in the
Imperceptible.
ocean is not swimming in like fresh water. Maybe if you swam in brine, maybe you would smell different.
All right.
The tracks led you to Corvidus Manor.
Thank you.
Corbin's Manor?
Corbin.
Corvidus Manor.
Whatever
All
that
right.
is.
Who's Corbin? Dallas? Multipass? We knock on the door.
There's
I
no
take
answer
note.
when you knock on the door.
According to
Look through
locals,
the
this
windows.
manor
The windows are
belongs-
all shut and shuttered from the inside.
Uh-huh. I mean, I'm.
Place seems like a
I had to
tune.
swim. I'm full on ready to kick in a door.
Yeah, we did a lot to chase after this person. Better get
Yeah.
some sort of reward.
He's rarely seen out in broad daylight, but he has been seen skulking around the old graveyard from time to time.
Yeah, we've seen that skulk.
Somebody check the back door. I'm kicking in the front door.
Well, they go into the front door or they go through the back door?
Find the back door. I'm kicking in the front door.
Furby being the largest creature here will guard the back door then.
Doran,
Yeah, Britt looks for like a maid's entrance.
Doran, roll a luck check, which is a straight up D20.
Yeah.
Yay!
Is Doran lucky? Doran is lucky. Okay.
Whoa,
Holy
lucky
crap,
like a
damn
fox.
it.
You're lucky that there are no guards around to watch you kick in a door. But you kick in the door.
Yeah.
Kicking
Faust.
the door in.
Is there
House of Faust.
anyone?
Is what he says when he kicks in the door. Hey, yo,
You
House
kick
of
in the
Furby.
door,
Poking about-
and you are greeted with silence.
Do I see like any wet footprints or
Do
anything
you
like
smell
that?
any wet footprints?
You can see, yeah, you can see that that there's some wet spots on the rug in the entryway.
I want to follow these, like, the droplets of water. But try not to be confused by my own, since I already...
Do you do anything before you follow the droplets?
I kind of pull out my short sword to kind of one of my hands, and just to kind of be ready for anything.
You follow the droplets up to the second floor. In the meanwhile, who went to the back door?
I did. I'm looking at the back door.
What are you doing at the
Britt
back
went
door?
looking for a alternative entrance.
I want to say I'm just in, like, one, I'm watching for the back door to open, but I'm also just listening. If I hear anything like a crash or a break or something, like
You hear the sound of a door being kicked open in the
Yes,
distance.
Yes. And I assumed that would be my friend Doran. Because he did exclaim that he was going to kick a damn door in before we started this turn. But yeah, I'm just being vigilant. I'm waiting.
Furby waits. Britt,
If anything comes out of the door, I'm a hit.
there is also a side entrance. It is locked.
Okay. And that's the only other entrance I find.
It's the only other door you find. There are a couple of windows, but again, all the windows are shuttered from the inside.
We're about to get home alone.
Krebin's
Okay,
still hanging out
she
by
would
the
make
front
her
door.
way back. to
Krebin is by the front
door.
door, which stands ajar. Doran is
Krebin-
upstairs.
Looking for a man who's wet.
You filthy animals.
Doran, you follow the tracks, and you approach a door that you surmise must be into a side chamber, a bedroom, perhaps. It is closed.
Can I perceive any, like, movement either from under the door or just sounds from...
Roll a perception
beyond the
check.
other side? Yeah! Where's my character?
Where is your character?
You do not perceive any sounds from beyond the door.
Okay.
Britt would come back around to the front and walk inside.
Britt, roll a luck check, which is a d20.
Oh, that's what set it off. Okay.
Hey!
No. That was a d12.
Close.
Oh, what?
Plus 10.
Oh man.
Plus 10. Gotta fix it.
See, okay, I have to do it by the
24.
image instead of by the actual like number.
Well, if you hover over it, it will tell you what it is before you click on it.
Also,
Okay, here
if
we
you,
go
if you if
again.
you've been playing D&D for 2 years and you don't know the image yet, that's why we are remedying that.
Be nice. Be nice.
It's been a while since I played with real dice.
A guard walks by as you are entering the building,
Door's already open. That's
and
what she says.
and
Hello.
says, "I've never seen this door open in my life. Are you a friend of Corvidus?"
I am a friend. Came to check on him. Strange for the door to be open, right?
Did you say the door was open when you got here?
That's right. That's why I'm gonna make sure he's all right there.
Roll a persuasion check, Britt.
You got this, you got this, you got this, you got this.
I do have this.
Fucker.
I give Britt my inspiration.
Oh, that is a thing. You can put advantage on that, Britt.
Okay. So I
roll again.
can
Just roll again.
Click the plus button next to the 8.
I can just hit the plus button.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're right. Yeah.
Yay.
Clutch.
Feel inspired.
He believes you.
You would have won it anyways.
He believes you, and he says, "Well, that's very odd. Miss, I think you should step back. I should investigate this. There might be danger inside. I don't want you getting hurt."
Oh, don't you worry about me. I am no stranger to
Danger.
As you say.
Be that as it may, miss. As a guardsman here in Tandem, yeah, I would be
no.
loath if anything happened to you, regardless of your status and relationship with danger. Please get behind me.
I wouldn't want to spook the guy. I know he's a bit skittish. If a guard came walking into his home, how do you think he'd feel?
Ma'am,
He'd be
there
hiding
might
in
be
the
something
corner for the
happening
rest of the
to
month.
Corvidus inside. A door was open when you got here. That's clearly not a good sign. I've never seen this door open in my life. Corvidus keeps to himself, would never forget to leave a door locked. Please, I must ask you to get behind me and let me do my duty, ma'am.
Quick, use me as a
How
shield.
about you walk behind me?
Ma'am, I'm afraid I must ask you to comply now. As a guardsman of Tandem, I must investigate this scene.
Is this because I'm short?
Is this loud?
Yes,
Do I hear this?
you
Okay,
can hear this.
Cool. I'm gonna put my sword away.
Yeah, Brit says it plenty loud. Is this because I'm short? Do you think I can't take care of myself?
No, ma'am, it is my duty as a guardsman to protect the populace, and I must protect you as well as Master Corvidus inside. Please, get behind me and let me investigate.
All right, Romeo.
I'm
I'm gonna find a spot to hide.
Where do you try and hide? It is. Did you go inside the room or not?
No, I stay outside of it.
Where you are? You're in the. Where would be
In
a
the
good place
hallway
to
to the
hide?
second
Wait.
You're on the second floor, and yeah, it is hallway. It's corridors that lead into the main rooms, so there's scarce hiding spots unless you go into an actual room.
You know what, fuck it, let's go in the room that I was looking at.
You go into the room, and it is indeed a bedroom with a lavish four-poster bed with plush-looking linens that drape over the side down to the ground. There is a table and armchair. There is a chandelier hanging from above. And there are several bookcases laden with books. There is no candles burning in the room. The only light comes from the small window that has been shuttered, so it is very dim light in here since it is only spilling through the shutters of the windows. Where do you wish to hide?
It's in before he picks the same spot wherever this guy.
He feels a presence next to him.
I'm gonna check. You know what? Let's just hide under the bed.
You slide under the bed,
Classic choice.
and you squelch into a damp humanoid
oh,
who gives a squeak of alarm.
I hold his mouth shut.
You grab the slick and rubbery skin of what you know to be a Triton.
Ulna.
Are you Corvidus?
You feel the head nod. The guardsman enters and begins to search,
With Brit right behind him.
with Brit right behind him.
Being
I
loud.
also
Like-
ran up the stairs.
Krebin ran up the stairs. Oi! Oi, Pop! Get back here! Get back here, Pop! He begins chasing after Krebin. Pop, get back! Get back!
You're
What
gonna
is it
go
you
out,
have against dogs here?
and you're going
He
to
has...
be
what?
quiet.
This is Lord
I'm gonna-
Corwin. This is private property. You can't just let hounds run on here. Who knows what his dog has been? Hey, come here, Pop. Come here, Pop.
We
Come
are
on.
gonna have
Come on.
a quiet conversation after this guard leaves. Because if we
Furby
don't,
guards
it's gonna
door.
be a lot.
Start playing. Start playing with the guards.
Roll an acrobatics check, Krebin.
Okay, we can do this. I
Kraben's
believe in
going
us.
to-
I
Kraben's
wanna,
going to-
like, while this charade is going on, I kind of want to slightly threaten this dude, but you know, just tell him get rid of the card. I just want to talk, but if you don't, it's probably gonna go bad.
Krebin dodges, dip dives, ducks through the air around the guard, around between his legs. He's trying to get Krebin out, but Krebin evades his grapple.
Grazed?
Grasp.
Come on, Puck. No, not that way. Come on, out the door, this way.
Pee on the floor, Crab.
Oh, my hero, saving me from the scary hound, as you call it.
Help me get out of here. Come on now.
All right, I'll help you. And she winks at Crab and is like, all right, we're gonna scoot it out towards the front door, outside.
Ruin my fun. And I go out towards the door. And I sit patiently on the stoop.
You're outside?
Yes.
Well,
Dogs.
do you feel accomplished now?
Shut this door so it doesn't get back in.
All
I
right.
really would feel I'd feel more comfortable if you waited outside, miss. Who knows what could be lurking in here?
All right then, she says stupidly loudly. I'll wait outside while you, alone, take a look around.
Thank you, miss. And he shuts the door behind you, turns back, and Doran, you can hear, Lord Corvidus,
While that was going on, I whispered in Corvidus's ear to go out, ask the guard to leave politely, because if not, things could be bad.
Roll intimidation or persuasion,
That's
whichever you want to spin it
intimidation,
at.
What? Wait, I have inspiration, right?
You do.
Yeah.
Wait, do you?
Did I? Wait,
Do
who
you?
else had inspiration? Somebody had it. Somebody give me
have.
their
I
inspiration.
I had it, but I gave it to
Curly
Yeah,
had
you
it,
get
and
yours.
Snowshoe had it.
Just give me your inspiration.
Wow, you do not.
Can I get an
You do not have to if you do not wish to give
Yeah,
Kaz
if
your
you don't
inspiration,
have-
but you are allowed.
First and only time. Okay, I want an IOU inspiration.
I got
Nice.
it.
May, may have my
nice.
Wow. Put that in writing.
This is
Right.
recorded.
Yeah.
16 persuasion versus his. Let's see, what is this gonna be? This is gonna be. Does he have any bonuses? No, he does not. So yeah, straight D20 roll. Doesn't matter what skill I use. It's a straight D20 roll. Oh no!
Fucking hell. Wasted.
Doran, roll an insight check. Oh, lordy lord. All right,
Wow.
you say
We're
your
just doing
piece
so good.
and you let him go. And you hear Corvidus walk down the stairs.
I'm gonna like kind of sneak out and kind of hide at the top of the landing.
Corvidus is going to make a check of his own. Let's see, Corvidus. This is going to be check of his own. All right. Corvidus walks down the stairs, and you hear, in a kind of a high and squeaky voice, nasally, not really squeaky, just nasally.
Oh, I'm sorry, my good sir, but this was a error on my part. I was going to have the locks changed, and so I was investigating the locks to see their sturdiness as it was, and, well, wouldn't you know it, for the first time in my life, I forgot to lock the door behind me. It just blew open by itself. Nothing to worry about here.
Ah, well then. All right. Sorry to bother you, Master Corvidus. I'll be on my way then.
No bother at all.
And the guard leaves.
Thank you for saving us all from this empty house. She said.
Oh, so deep.
Now see here, miss, I'm just trying to do my job here. No reason for you to give me a hard time. There could have been something in there that was threatening Master Corvidus.
You're
What kind
absolutely right.
of society would we be in if we all just turned a blind eye whenever somebody might be in trouble? Oh, yes, come on now.
Yeah, I agree about that. What kind of society would we be if we didn't trust each other?
Wink,
The
wink,
guard
nudge, nudge.
walks away.
That's all I wanted.
You did it.
Yay.
Corvidus returns to Doran.
We successfully broke into this old man's house.
I
Yay.
will pay for any damages to your door, and I apologize for being rough with you, but we needed to get rid of the guard.
I admit that you did surprise me when I saw you in the Eldenwood, and I panicked. I'm not very good around people, you see. I keep mostly to myself, especially since there are so few Tritons in this town. But, anyhow, that's neither here nor there. I saw you walking around the moat, and indeed I saw you go inside the Temple of Samarkand beforehand.
Yes, we were looking into the execution that is going to be happening tomorrow morning, and we were trying to figure out what was going on with
What
everything.
interest do you have in the execution, then?
Justice?
Disruption
We
of
wanna
the
make
status
sure.
quo.
We want to make sure what is happening is what should be happening.
Well then, listen closely, my friend. What is your name, by the way?
Doran.
Doran. I've heard that name somewhere before, but I can't quite put my finger on it. But anywho, if it's justice you want, well then, I saw what happened that night. The night of the murder. I saw what happened. Outside, I was in the Eldenwood, and I saw two figures slip in through the wall. I couldn't see exactly how they did it, but there must be some sort of hidden entryway through the wall to the north, near where the river enters the town. I saw two figures appear, and I followed them. One figure was clearly an orc. The other figure was clearly a half-orc.
Okay.
Stand by. One figure. The half-orc was a strange sort. This half-orc had his tusks filed down. You don't usually see half-orcs with filed down tusks. Usually they just let them grow. But this one had filed down tusks. It was the strangest thing. That half-orc led the orc to the spot in the moat, and I could just barely hear him whisper that she should stay there. And then, just before the guard arrived, that half-orc fled the scene. That orc never went inside the Temple of Samarkand. I saw it. I saw the orc from the moment she entered. Never went inside the Temple of Samarkand. It was a setup. I don't know why. I don't know who's behind it. All I know is that half-orc with the filed down tusks and the orc never went inside the Temple of Samarkand when the murder happened.
A lot of people here would like to set up the orcs for different political gains. Did you see anything else that could possibly help us?
That's all I saw. When the guard came around and caught the orc, I didn't want to be found as well, so I hightailed it out of there.
Understandable. Thank you for all the information you have given us.
If you truly wish to see justice done, you can't let them execute that orc. I mean, they've done wrong in the past, but this one's a victim. This one is a victim.
Seems we'll have to find the tusk with the filed down fangs.
I wish you luck.
Bottom jeans and the boots with the fur.
And the boot with the fur.
Thank you for everything you have done.
Well, thank you for awakening my conscience in the matter. I was hemming and hawing back and forth whether I should say something, but I didn't want to leave my mansion. So you came to me and made the decision for me, and for that I thank you.
Now I have this drafty door.
I said I would pay for his fucking door, bro.
That's
not happening
true,
tonight.
that's true.
Is it happening tonight? He's gonna have a fucking cold night.
He'll be alright.
We'll get someone right on that.
Furby's still guarding the door.
I collect everyone and fill them in on what I was told.
Can Britt recall whether the half-orc guard she and Furby spoke to, had significant trademark tusks?
Did not. The tusks were all natural.
Got it.
And we haven't seen anyone at this point. Maybe possibly remembering we saw someone in a crowd, possibly.
You have not.
Okay.
I guess we could go back to the crowd. Maybe the person's there watching.
Keep our eyes up for it.
I just want to make sure I'm clear. So he saw two figures around the temple, but he only saw the half-orc go into the temple.
He didn't see the half-orc go into the temple. He saw the half-orc tell the orc to wait here. And then just before the guards arrived, he disappeared.
I thought at the beginning he said he saw them slip in through the north side.
He saw them slip through
something.
the city wall.
Oh. Okay, so they slipped through the city wall.
But he
came
never
in.
he never saw the orc in question go into the actual temple.
Correct.
I think we need to discuss, or we actually have to question the fucking orc that's on trial, or not on trial, but gonna get killed.
Mhm. Which is going to be difficult.
That's gonna be difficult, but you know.
They didn't have like an argument beforehand. They were just like they were led there. The whole orc.
I mean, maybe they were planning something entirely different and shit went awry, right? Like,
Or maybe it was a setup on the orc.
Dun dun dun.
all of this.
And more.
Are
Next
they in the?
time.
Yeah. I feel like it is a good cliffhanger point, but I think our next thing is to try to somehow get into where this orc is being held and have discussions.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
All right. We can call it time there with the mystery unraveling. Where's my play off music?
Good old whodunit, Steve. You done good.
This has been a Dynamite D&D. Our heroes investigating strange occurrences in the city of Tandem. A father who makes his son wait. Protesters who protest injustice of a creature that by all accounts has historically done them great harm. A Triton coops himself up inside his manor, unwishing to be seen. Guards that are susceptible to bribery, but then what guard isn't?
Oh God, I should have wrote down that girl's name. What was it? Lilith?
Ellen.
Minus
Leslie.
my tips?
Linus.
No.
And
I
I'm
have it.
Liesel.
Lisa.
Liesel.
Oh. Liesel.
Don't we have our own character notebooks?
Farewell.
I've been writing it down. I thought the halfling girl was Lisa.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Okay.
Liesel.
Like
Oh,
the
why
sound of
did I
music.
hear Lisa?
Liesel.
Like lean on your easel.
Once again, this has
Thank
been
you for writing
a
that down.
Dynamite D&D. I am Steve, the Dungeon Master. That one over there is Carissa. That one over there is Curly. That one over there is Kaz. And, of course, that one over there is Snowshoe.
And
We
I'm
have-
Liesel.
We have a Discord and a Twitter and an Instagram that sometimes gets updated. Not often. We usually just throw around stupid memes in the Discord. Talk about video games sometimes. It's a good time. If you really feel like supporting, we do have a Patreon. No pressure. But you get a shout out if you support the Patreon. It's good times. We will probably play in some sort of 2-week span from here, but check out those aforementioned social medias if you wish to get the pop-up when we go live next time. Until then, I'm going to play the outro, and I'm going to pull up the Patreon list. Here we go. Outro theme, go. Patreon subscribers. If you donate at the Kobold level of Patreon, you get a by-name shout-out. So, our latest Patreon supporters, Drunk Kids Gaming, thank you so much for your Kobold level subscription. Time Jumper, thank you so much for your Kobold level subscription. Moving on up, next tier is Owlbear tier, Reggie, Bring It, Thank you so much for your Owlbear subscription. And our top tier contributor, the highest Hydra level, California Carl, the one, the only. Thank you so much. We also have 2 Cellar Rat contributors, which we are very grateful for. You don't get a by name shout out, but we do acknowledge you, Cellar Rats. This has been Dynamite D&D. We'll see you next time, everybody. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.